Now you know. Yesterday was International Women's Day, and today is the day after, and it happens to be a Friday, and you can see that we are all gingered up with all the jama in the house. In fact, I'm charged up. Hey, Osne! Hey, Osne! Oh, Bruma Kumada Pejane! Oh, Bruma Kumada Pejane! Osne Chinawa! Bar Fans My Girl Secondary School Fue! Yay! Bar Fans My Girl Secondary School Fue! Yay! One buta was about one this year behind you then. Yeah, this year, Brian, there. Oh, Brian, where I want more. Oh, Brian, Passadora, Quan, Ampa. Oh, yeah. Listen, if I let them, they will take all the time. But of course, as you can tell, we have representative from Fatima Girls. Actually, in fact, I'll let them speak for themselves, so I'm not going to say anything. But hey, today we are going to talk about women empowerment. We'll find out how come we are where we are now. How far have we come? What happened? Why is there so much confusion? How come women empowerment has now become cooking or not cooking for your man? Cleaning or not cleaning? How come it's all become about men, not about women? How come we have now opposing women's group? My name is Gifty, and welcome to the standpoint. Let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth. My dress is by Chic Collection. My shoe is from Awo's Unisex Boutique. They are at Jowulu, Tesano, and Osu. They have branches all over. It's a unisex, so as a woman, as a man, you can get yours as well. Thank you to Paba Cosmetics for the makeup products and makeup applied by Makeup and More. My beat is by Egudzi Ghana. Okay, before I get to my panelists, I hear there's a presentation to be made, so let's get it out of the way.
Yeah, it's my second time coming on Standpoint on this program, and I thank Ohere for giving me this opportunity to come to this studio to present this painting for daughter. So I've done this painting for the little princess in Munyam. So I want to present this painting for her.
Oh my God, this is beautiful. Oh God, here, look, see. And can you see? Wow, this is like a picture. I should saw a picture. No. Who is that? Yeah. Anyway. Here. Wow. Oh, this is beautiful. Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate this. Thank
Welcome,
you.
welcome.
This is beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Welcome back to the Standpoint. Yes, it's going to be an exciting program, but let me go straight to the point. I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors, Walmart Africa. Walmart Africa are the producers of Frito cooking oil, which is made from palm fruit. So it makes it cholesterol free, and it's fortified with vitamin A and endorsed by the Ghana Medical Association. We also say thank you to Walmart. Again, they import into this country Fortune rice. Fortune rice comes in 3 variants. The green Vietnamese one is good for the soft dishes. The orange KDM, good for medium, not too soft. So it has a medium grain. And then the Oga itself, the wine package one, that's the Thai rice. It has all the aroma. It's long grain for the jollof and what have you. So you can't miss it. And we also say thank you to AWDF, African Women's Development Fund. They support African women's rights organizations across Africa. All right, so how did we get here? Women empowerment. How did we get here? On my panel are 3 of my mentors. To my extreme left, I have my sister from another mother, Dinah Adiko. She's a feminist. She is Togbe strong. Yes, like on Hinere. And this time, Ayigbe side. Tanyigbe. Yes. Welcome back to the Standpoint.
Thank you, Gifty.
And next to her is my super soul sister, Nana Oyeletha, former gender minister, gender activist, and everything.
Everything.
Good to have you
You
on the
didn't
stand.
add one.
Which one?
Feminist.
About. And a feminist. Good to have you back on the Standpoint.
you.
And
Thanks.
of course, my soul sister, Kina Likimani. Kina is also a feminist. Thank you. And good to have you back on the Standpoint. Now, can you believe in July the Standpoint will be 10 years?
Wow.
Yep.
Oh.
10 years. Okay, so among the 3 of you, I know you were the first I got to know. Yes. My GBC days. Before I met Dinah and Kina. How did we get here? Where are we? We are in a state of confusion where women empowerment has become gender anyway, generalized. Now there's gender.
Yes.
It has become whether to cook or not to cook for your man, whether to kneel or not to kneel, in my case.
On a stool.
And it's just so many things thrown out there.
Gifty, it is not confusion. It's amazing. It's great. We are having a wonderful debate. The opportunity created by social media and the unmasking of the macho chauvinists who are now behind social media or in front of social media and letting us see them for who they are. For me, it's a very great debate, and it throws up a lot of issues. And as I read and as I listen and as I dissect and ponder on what is going on, I'm like, we ain't gotten anywhere. And we have to keep the heat up and keep talking and talking about what being a woman means, what gender equality means, and what partnering with the opposite sex means.
You see, Kina, I asked where we are because I thought that we had made some inroads where young women, we have student leaders who are, so articulate and assertive. And for us to, at this stage, be talking about whether to cook or not to cook because you're a feminist.
Well, first of all, I think that, I want to thank Pepperdems for...
And they are here. Efe, Ama, and yeah. You are waving. You are troublemakers. You stand up. You are troublemakers. They're troublemakers.
Stand up and let's see you.
So I want to thank Pepperdems because just by existing and doing what they do, there's so much freedom in my life because they say what they are saying, they are doing what they are saying. Honestly.
How do you mean by this? Freedom?
Well, because it's nice when you don't have to respond to everything. So I go on social media and they are talking. I'm like, oh, fantastic. I'm logging off. Carry on. But also because in terms of where we are, I feel like Ghana, I only compare Ghana to what we were supposed to be at independence.
Okay.
And Ghana has completely, in so many ways, Ghana has completely lost its way. So in the past 2 decades, I don't think there's been a virulent misogyny that has asserted itself in Ghanaian spaces, enabled by everything, including religion. And part of it really is that Ghanaian women, I mean, I'm horribly biased. Ghanaian women, to me, are amazing. Right. Ghanaian men are not keeping up with Ghanaian women. My mother says that the current state of Ghana and Africa is the total vision of Ghanaian and African men. Right. This is what they are going to always do. This is it. We've hit a ceiling. So at one, it's a condemnation of the mediocrity of Ghanaian men, but it is also a call to action for Ghanaian women. Right. You see, there is a country we need to fix. There are issues we need to contribute to. This is much bigger than cooking. Although in the domestic spheres, we need to also address the ways in which the burdensome emotional domestic labor that Ghanaian women must do, how much it holds us back from experiencing freedom, but also then contributing to the country we need. So there are bigger issues. But I think a lot of it really has to do with the real resurgence of misogyny, the way in which patriarchy in Ghana just privileges boys and men. So you are the head of the family simply because you have a male organ. No. That's not how leadership works. Leadership doesn't come in organs. Cooking doesn't come in organs. People have to be trained. People have to read. People have to want more than where we currently are. So I'm sorry. Liberation in Ghana doesn't go through Ghanaian men alone. A lot of it goes through Ghanaian women. And when Pepperdems gets up and says, stop it, this is not what we want to do, it upsets people. So where we are is a bigger conversation than cooking, but it is also about cooking. So I love Pepperdems and what they are doing. And I think we need to have a conversation that catches up with where Ghanaian women are, so we can even we can be freer.
You don't think they've caused too much trouble?
Oh, no, I don't want to swear, no. No, they haven't, because in the reactionary platforms that have come up, I don't recognize the Ghanaian woman in the reactionary platforms. I don't know.
You know, they will say that you are not married because you're a feminist.
Yeah.
So you can't handle any man. But this sister sitting here, Dinah Adiko, she's married to a chief too, and you call yourself a feminist?
Yes, I am.
Is this one too a feminist? A chief's wife? You are a feminist?
The chief calls me a feminist. He acknowledges the work I do and the contribution that I bring to the development of not only my village, Taingbe, where he's a chief of, but to the whole of Ghana and for the women of Ghana. And I am only disappointed that Pepperdem took this long to arrive.
Oh, not that you are disappointed that they came.
No. We should have had this conversation a little earlier and we would have moved faster. The conversation happening now, no matter how little, and sometimes people think it's too below the belt to have, I think it's a conversation that is worth having. It's part of analyzing the systems and the structures that have been in place and that have held women down. So it's a very good conversation, but it is how we recover from it and take off. And I have been extremely excited by all the feminist voices on social media who decided not to give up at the attack, the vicious attack on them as individuals and as collective groups. They have sped on, they've accelerated, they brought in more research, and they're telling us what happens around the world and what women should look for. So I take a lot of encouragement from these individual women, and we have examples. Della Goldhart is one. And then
Efe Plant.
Efe Plant,
Amma.
Carol Louise, and a number
As
of
for
them.
Carol, she's Jamaican pepper.
So I have learned from them, not only on the drive for promoting the rights of women, but as a person, that when you come under so much deliberately calculated, vicious attack, you rise.
Yeah.
You stand by your position, you explain it, you find strategies to move on. So that is what feminist groups have shown the rest of the world. The people who came at them have learned themselves that people don't give up because you attack them.
Yeah.
And you don't lose focus because people don't like what you are doing if you know what you're about. So I think the whole movement as it is now is exciting. I told you in private that I think it's a revolution. Yeah. And they are reshaping what efforts Nana Oye, Angela, Esther Palu, all our great leaders started. They are reshaping it and taking it to the next level.
That reminds me. Yes. Nana Oye, I heard on radio somebody saying that you have gone quiet because you realized that the strategies that your generation were adopted was wrong.
Crap. It is crap. You know, sometimes you reflect, you re-strategize, and that is the phase, and you give support from behind. I support the movement, Pepe them, I support, and I support all women. You know, as a minister, I moved around Ghana, and you would go to a village and see a woman struggling to look after her children, selling groundnuts, selling gari, just to make sure that her daughter goes to school. And that is the basic, and this is what it's about, economic empowerment of women. So if we sit and we allow this to happen, how do we get a better society? So it's a broader argument. So if we support from behind or you don't see us shouting, don't add us on and give example. And for me, that's even worrying, that whoever said that has not even done her research. On what basis is she saying that? And that is worrying for us as women. And like Dinah said, when you believe, when you have the conviction that what you are doing is right, is a proper thing for the society and the proper thing for you, then you rise even when you are attacked. And why do you attack a messenger and not the message? You have a doctorate, you have a master's, you are a professional, and you will attack the messenger. When you do that, then I know you are very insecure and you need to be peppered.
On that note, I'll take a break. We'll be back. Welcome back to The Standpoint. Well, let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth. My dress is by Chic Collection. My shoe from Awo's Unisex Boutique. Beads by Egudzi Ghana. And makeup products by Paba Cosmetics, applied by Makeup and More. Now, we have with me in the studio some ladies from my alma mater. In fact, my girls' secondary school. They are the 1993 and the 1987 year groups, and they are here for a purpose. Who is the speaker? Sister Josephine. And Sister Josephine is the chairperson for NCCE. So she bullies me to do things for NCCE. I don't have a choice.
Hi, Ohenere, and thank you for having your school here in your studio. As you realized in the beginning, Fantsman girls are a vibrant group of ladies, and we are well represented here by the 87 and the 93-year groups, who happen to be hosting this year's speech and prize giving. And it happens to be the 58th anniversary of Fantsman's existence. As 2-year groups, we decided that we have to contribute to the school and to its welfare. And one way we're doing that is looking at powering energy through solar systems.
Okay.
So from the 87-year group, we are powering the classroom blocks with solar.
Wow.
And the 93-year group is powering the external compound as well with street lights. So that's what we're doing for this school. We're also encouraging other Morgans to come and support us as we celebrate 58 years of existence. Our saying is, Obranya Warabo. And Fantsman has brought us thus far, and we call on every Morgan to be a part of what we're doing and to come on board and support our school.
Okay, all right, I will be there to support you. Okay, so, and now where your NCC, in terms of, you are tasked with educating. Our civil rights and so on and so forth. I mean, how are you taking this women empowerment bit on board?
If you look at our Enabling Act, for instance, under the Constitution, there were four functions of the NCCE, typically to do with educating and sensitizing people on the provisions of the Constitution of Ghana. But the Parliament gave us a fifth function under our Enabling Act, which is actually to inform government based on research and recommendations to the government on marginalized groups and places specific reference on women's groups and disability. So these are the two main groups that we have, and we always ensure that it becomes a part.
Involved.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now back to the issue. I mean, it's all part of the, the women empowerment issue we are talking about. But for the past few months, I mean, starting from the latter part of last year, it's all being about pepper dams and, flipping the narrative. And then beginning of this year, this whole debate about to cook or not to cook came up. And let me ask the pepper dam rep here. Okay, Amma.
This is exactly what happened. Somebody wrote a post, a man wrote a post praising his wife for cooking for him, even though she came back from work very tired. And then so he is going to offer the wife his ATM card. And one of us, so Dr. Donko, Louis Carol Donko, commented and said, how about if your wife won't exactly appreciate the ATM gesture, but would appreciate help? Then Elsie moved on from that thread, went to her wall, and wrote a post. I wish I could read it, but I'll just paraphrase. So if your wife, if cooking for your wife, you can consider it hardworking, loving, or slaving, ING. Don't make that the standard choice for all women, such that if a woman doesn't cook, she's less of a wife, or if a woman doesn't know how to cook, she's less of a wife, or your expectation of your wife is to cook. And that's what Pepperdam is about. We throw questions out there to try and address the mindset and stereotypes behind gendered expectations. So that's what happened. Nobody has said cooking is slavery. I am married. I cook for my husband. I don't think cooking is slavery.
You are married?
I'm married.
And you are Pepperdam?
Yes.
A married woman too, that is pepper. Is she too pepper? I mean, that's just by the way. But with explanation, so where is this coming from? Because what she said is...
Exactly, and what the post said, and this is why I keep coming back to that, we need to have the conversations that reflect the lives of Ghanaian women. I grew up with men who cook, and a lot of Ghanaian women did. The thing we are opposed to is saying women must cook. That's one. But the bigger issue has to do with the overwhelming domestic gendered labor that Ghanaian women must do. And that, quite frankly, number one, is not valued. On one hand, the labor that we do in raising, the work that Ghanaian women do, cook, house help, nanny, therapist, and then providing bed relations. It's like the minimum is 5. On one hand, there was the society, some of these people would tell us
I
women...
like that one, bed relations.
Yes, bed relations. On one hand, they would say women must cook. Precisely because the society in patriarchy understands how much labor we put into just doing these things on top of working, because all Ghanaian women work outside the home, you see. So, and then on the other hand too, people actually understand how much labor it is. Men understand this, husbands understand this. So the insistence that women must do these type of things is also because they don't want to do it. When a woman is cooking and doing all these extra things that we have to do, the men can do other things, including entertainment, watch soccer, work on Saturdays to promote their career. All of these things they do. On the other hand, we Ghanaian women have always worked outside the home, farming, selling fish. We've always worked. And then we come back home, and then we are burdened with all the work we have to do at home. And what feminism is saying is that we must, I always come back to freedom. We must free women from these things so that they can actually make the choices they want to do. I have friends, they cook. My mother is a good cook. I'm a good cook. I don't cook. I know somebody who is not a good cook, but she cooks. You know? I know, right? Exactly. I'm like, why are you going into the kitchen? But she wants to cook. It's something she's doing freely.
Yeah.
And we talk about women making choices freely. So we are saying that nothing comes pre-installed in women. Nothing comes pre-installed in men. Cooking, yes, cooking is a basic skill everybody must learn.
Yeah.
If you are not going to learn cooking, if you can't even make rice water, you know.
I think what feminist groups have said in times past and being rephrased today is we should not allow these predetermined roles by society steal away the contributions these women can make to the development of our families, our nation, and the world at large. Is it not to everybody's advantage that women have the opportunity to contribute to the bigger picture? Is it not to everybody's advantage that Josephine Nkrumah heads NCCE today? Is it not to everybody's benefit that Nana Oye does the kind of things she does? Why are we not happy that these people's family gave them the opportunity to do what they did? And we have benefited from, but we are saying because amongst a group of young women are our potential wives or wives of our sons, we do not want them to continue. I cook, Gifty. I cook. And lately, because of my schedule, I cook almost every day. But I am doing that because I am able to. Once upon a time, I lived outside Ghana. My family ate. I mean, they ate and everybody did very well. My children were not malnourished. My husband was really good when I came back. I mean, really good. So there are options. Why do we pretend that those options are not acceptable? So let us explore those. And now I do it because of the schedule I run. But whilst I display to the whole world that I cook, I have an able hand in the kitchen who will cut things and wash them so that I'm still on the computer. If I'm not doing anything at all, if I'm not doing anything at all, I'm reading the post on pepper dams and sugar dams and all of that. So, I mean, I contribute to that conversation. So that is extremely important that we understand that, like the group who the claim started, it said, we did not say women should not cook. Nobody can tell me not to do things. Yeah. But we are saying that how does that responsibility that is almost becoming mandatory affect their growth and your growth as a family, and how does it also make women who are unable to do for one reason or the other feel worthless?
I will take a break when we come on. I want us to look at moving on from here.
Yes.
But before we go, Nanoye, you see, my worry is how suddenly the quote unquote battle has become among women's groups. Pepper Dems started. No, are you saying it's fine? Now the side chick who say that if the women are not cooking for their husband, the side chicks, they are there. Yeah. They will cook for them and they will take them.
Gifty, it is so fine. I'm saying it is fine because we need to have this discussion. I remember 1996. was I a young lawyer? Yeah, I'd come out of, I was practicing FIDA. And we were having to confront the issue of gender-based violence, domestic violence, and all that. And FIDA was documenting the first ever, cases of domestic violence. And so if, how many years, 20 years down the line, we are having this conversation. And so at that time, it was actually the knuckles, the bricks. Gender-based violence, economic empowerment, family planning. I remember one woman came to the FIDA legal aid clinic and saw me, and her issue was that her husband was keeping her hospital card. She had 7 children. She wanted to go and do her family planning, and she couldn't go. And so she had asked, we invited the husband and got the husband to give her card. So 20 years down the line, we are talking about this. It's unfortunate that we should talk about cooking, but for me, we are talking about gender relations. We are deconstructing. So my hope is that by the end of the year or at the end of this conversation, we will all understand the role the woman plays, the role the man plays, and we would appreciate the strategic importance of the woman.
Well, this program is also aired on ABN TV, which is across Western Europe, part of Canada and Asia, on Sky Channel 235, our website, www.thestandpoint.com.gh. It's powered by Dream Oval. You can visit our YouTube channel, The Standpoint, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like our Facebook page. And of course, we have the conversation, the discussion column. You can continue this discussion there. We take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the way forward. Welcome back to The Standpoint. Remember, this program is sponsored by Wilma Africa Limited. They produce Frytol cooking oil, which is made from palm fruit and fortified with vitamin A and endorsed by Ghana Medical Association. So, with Frytol, you can never go wrong. These days, every empowered woman is taking care of herself, and her family. So, cholesterol, the emperor of Biao. They also are importers of Fortune rice, which comes in 3 variants. The green packaged one, the green Vietnamese one for the soft dishes. And then the orange package KDM pack is also very good for the, medium grain, like wache and stuff like that. And then the wine package one, which is from Thailand. And that one has the excellent aroma. It's long grain and all the little bits that you need to add to it. And of course, we say thank you to AWDF. So, Dinah, what is the way forward?
The way forward is for us to keep the conversation going on. The way forward is for none of us, particularly those of us who have self-declared that we are feminists, to shy away. We are not shying away. The way forward is to continue to acknowledge the effort and contribution of pro-feminists, the men, who have said and disclosed that they are ready to support us through the process. The way forward is for us to press on in a deconstruction of all these socially prescribed roles and norms for us that many of us have come to accept. We as feminists cannot continue to think the battle may be won on social media. We should begin to engage with our school curriculum. What are our girls and boys being taught? There are a number of men and women who are running empowerment programs and workshops and seminars for young girls, saying they're empowering them. What is the content of the message that is going to them? Are we pleased that they present them with school bags at the end of the day? How do we strategize as feminist groups to make sure that we are engaging at all fronts? There's a school curriculum for JSS 1 to 3. I think it's religious and moral education. There's a page of it, and that says the role of a mother. The role of a mother is to cook, is to clean the home, is to a number of things. And then the role of the father is to pay school fees and is to take decisions and discipline the children. And I'm saying that if I am the one spending all the time with the children at home and I'm waiting for daddy to come and do the disciplining? Haven't we lost an opportunity to bring up responsible children?
Yeah.
So, and that in itself also may not necessarily be the true picture on the ground. Yeah. So how do we as a feminist movement look around us and then engage for the purpose of deconstruction, but also remain good example? It's hard. You may not be saying one thing and doing another. So how do we also work around issues of economic empowerment and show good leadership for those of us who are leaders already and those of us who are striving? So it's a long haul, it's a daunting task, but from what I see, the people who are at the forefront are poised for it. And we're saying we are not giving up, we are not getting tired. And as for the attack on social media, some people are working hard, we are passing by, we are dodging the potholes, and we are moving forward. This car is not stopping.
You know, Kina, do you think it's about time we change the approach to, because I mean...
Well, in the feminist movement itself, there are many types of feminists. So as for having approaches, you can have as many as you want. The problem is that we don't really have time. Look, we don't have time. Ghana has already wasted enough.
60 years.
Thank you. So we don't have time to be coddling ourselves and to be coddling the men. We don't have time to like give you a soft message. It has to be plain, direct, on point, and inclusive. We don't have time. We are, you know, our people are dying. So if you say that I should package the message so that it's comfortable with men, you know what we are trying to do? We are trying to make people equal. I don't want to be equal to Ghanaian men because Ghanaian men are themselves oppressed in the global order. I want to be free from patriarchy. I want to be free from global white supremacy. I want my fellow women to be free. Well, because you may think 60 years, 60 years is just the time post-independence. But in terms of our freedom project, when Kwame Nkrumah said we had to be getting freer, we are still probably in 1958. That's how far back we are. So we don't have time. Pepper Dems is direct. If somebody doesn't like that directness, I don't know what the fight that we must be waging as women, grabbing our freedoms, using that freedom to free our society. I don't know. But I frankly don't know.
Kina, I hear you sing. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no time for atomy.
My school.
All the time. Don't you have to sing?
The songs of freedom.
It's all I ever had. Redemption song. My question is, so what is the focus? Who is the focus? In this debate, in this pamper sugar debate, is it about the man? So let's pamper. Is it about the man? Like you said, maybe we don't get the message, because I'm thinking the focus should be the society. The focus should be men, the focus should be women, the focus should be children, and the focus should be Ghana getting that progress, and Ghana getting free, and Ghana gaining economic independence, so that we don't go and borrow money, so that we cannot clean. For me, that's it's about Ghana, and it's about sanitation, it's about being able, because for me, when I look back, I look at the matriarchs in my family. I look at my grandmother who was selling garden eggs. And when my grandfather decided that my mother should stay at home and not go to school because he was educating his nephew, my stark illiterate grandmother selling garden eggs at railway station in Accra had the presence of mind. If I had friends, told her that Bole Betsna Uncle school. And she took my mother to the Derby Avenue school. And that is how my mother became educated, and that is how I became empowered. That is what we are thinking about. Still, we have thousands of women in the villages who want their children to go to school. We have Kayayes. We have 3 generations of Kayayes sleeping rough, who are raped and who cannot get education. And all they want to do is to go to school and become like you, Gifty, become like Kina, go to Infansiman, become like Dinah and I. And we are not able to give them that opportunity. What the hell are we talking about cooking and pampering and what have you? We need to get to these basics and sort out these problems. This is where I want the debate to go to.
Thank you very much. Obviously, this is a conversation we must have during the course of this year, because the standpoint, we are agenda driven. We are for the holistic empowerment of women, which you all are part of. Our theme for this year is the woman on the move.
Yeah.
The woman on the move. And the woman on the move doesn't have time for certain things. So we need to drag everybody along with us. We'll be back with a bit of me. Listen, it's okay to cook. It's amazing to cook. Everybody has his or her love language. I mean, something to pride yourself in. But young lady, let me ask you, what if you meet a man whose love language is not the cooking, but it's sex, and you're a great cook and you're not good in sex? What do you do? Oh, bedroom relations, okay. Bed relations, okay. What do you do? What if the man's love language is your intellect or your money? What do you do? As a woman, live to improve yourself. Live to be competent for yourself. Live to know your self-worth. Live to achieve something for yourself. Live to love yourself. Live to constantly add value to yourself. Be in competition with yourself. Always aim higher. Because guess what? You can't give what you don't have. You absolutely cannot give what you can only pretend to a certain point. But a time will come when the true you will come out. Yes. So concentrate on the you first before you think about all others. Women empowerment is not about pleasing a man. It is not about pleasing a man. It is about you and what you choose to do. If you choose to be a housewife, it's your decision. Or you negotiate with your husband, you agree. But what we are saying is that no one should be forced against her will to be what she doesn't want to be, because society thinks that should be the place of a woman. I don't like the color pink because it is said to be for women. Just that. But there are women who love pink and they are more empowered than me. We all have our reasons and we all have our journeys. Don't let anybody make you do what you don't want to do. Seek knowledge. What you don't understand, seek explanation and be empowered. 2018, we are women on the move. You can choose to join us. We can only tell you why you need to join us. It's not a battle. If you don't want to, hey, it's your choice. My name remains Gifty Auntie. I have super crazy faith in God that He created me as a woman for a good reason. Because He says I am a helpmeet. And being a helpmeet means I have something that the person who needs my help doesn't have. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week. Bye for now.